I didn't realize this because I'm not used to the idea of me being like the adult in the room when I comment on pop culture, but Chappell Roan is 26. So I guess like if she does or says anything stupid, a lot of that is because of that. Chappell Roan is a lady who does like drag aesthetics and also apparently at one point wore a suit of armor, which is pretty cool. And she recently kind of blundered a little bit in an interview where she said like she didn't want to endorse Kamala Harris because both sides have problems, but she has made it explicitly clear multiple times that she is like very much like preferable towards Kamala Harris over Donald Trump. So it was more like a little blip there. And I am critical of people who engage in the both sides rhetoric because it's bad and wrong. But at the same time, it was just like a little, like, if you look at the totality of her opinions on the subject, it's very clear where she stands, right? So that was it for me. But obviously the drama went like way beyond that. And she responded to it on TikTok, which I have not seen. And I'm curious because, you know, I like taking the opportunity to use this as an avenue to explore a difficult subject. The difficult subject being, how can you muster enthusiasm for candidates that are better than the alternative, but, you know, still awful?
I have encouraged people to use critical thinking skills.
Comments turned off, 1984.
Learn about what they're voting for, learn about who they're voting for, and ask questions. And it's being completely taken out of context, per usual. There is nuance to what I say in interviews. And I think it's important that people use critical thinking. I think it's important for me to question authority and question world leaders and question...
I tried listening to her music, but I could not because it's not music, it's noise, annoying noise. Okay, chat, really quick. You guys give me a lot of shit for not being like a music guy, but at least I don't say stuff like what Space just said in chat, right? Because that's like the Ben Shapiro rap isn't real music level take. Like, I'm just saying there are always like layers beyond. I'm just saying, like, appreciate what you have, okay?
Myself, question my algorithm, question if some person that tweeted something about someone else is even true. It's important to question because that's how I think we move forward. This is my third election in voting, and the world is changing so rapidly, and I want to be part of the generation that changes things for good because we need it. If you come to my shows, if you read my full interviews, if
what
I'm
so sorry. I used the scroll. I don't really know how TikTok works. I just jump scared the bejesus out of myself. Thank you, Paul. Oh my god. I was hoping to scroll down to see if there was like a full screen button down here, but you know, there wasn't.
Use critical thinking skills, learn about what they're
nicely done. Well, now we're back to the beginning of the video, and I'm not gonna lie, I think this video has been a bunch of yapping.
I just woke up. Big
mistake.
And to like people just skewing it even more, endorsing and voting are completely different.
This is, I relate to this very much. I just woke up, I look online, people are skewing my opinions and misrepresenting me. I get it. I'm exactly like Chappell Roan, more he, him, lesbian content for you guys to eat, like the pigs eating slop that you are. Folks, believe it or not, it's not actually good for your mental health to consume political news nonstop 24/7, especially in fraught times like these, and then not actually do anything about it. You know, you're just sitting there, you're thinking, what are you doing? I've got good news for you. Progressive Victory right now is gunning up for a big event October 5th and 6th in Wisconsin, canvassing for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, our preferred candidate for the presidency and vice presidency, if you didn't know. And they're doing phone banking and canvassing all over the country, okay? Basically what I'm saying is, you should check out Progressive Victory's activities, you know? Pinned comment down below. I know you're thinking I'm busy, I don't want to do it, it's going to be difficult. I get so many people saying it's better than they think it's going to be. It's good. At least take a look. There's a lot going on. Maybe you think, oh, I'll contribute an hour a week, and then it turns out, you know, maybe you contribute 2 hours. You're having so much fun. Just give it a look. She really does look like she just woke up to, like, legitimately, like, in bed on Twitter looking at replies, gets up out of bed, sits down, makes the video. Iconic. I mean, I relate to it.
I don't agree with a lot of what is going on with like policies. Like, obviously, the policies of the right, but also some of the policies on the left. That's why I can't endorse. That's why I can't like put my entire name and my entire project behind one. Because there is no way I can stand behind some of the left's completely transphobic.
Oh, well, I'm a little bit confused by this one. I'm going to be honest with you. She means the Dems? Okay. The Dems aren't the left. I mean, the left maybe includes elements of the Dems and vice versa, but so obviously, like, genocidal views refers to Gaza. I'm not sure what she means by the transphobic views, though. Like, not to say every Democrat or the Democratic establishment is, like, crazy pro-trans or anything, but it is a,
And completely genocidal views. So yeah, there are huge problems on both. You know what is right and wrong, and so do I. Fuck Trump for fucking real, but fuck some of the shit that has gone down in the Democratic Party that has.
I want to be fair with criticism here because, like, for one, Chappell Roan is, and I'm really not trying to do the, like, you know, turns 18, says everyone who's 17, 364 days or younger is a dumbass, and I'm not one of them. I'm not trying to do that bit. Like, I'm 30, okay, I was 26 quite recently. However, she's pretty young, so I understand. And she's also not a political figure. I get all of that. That being said, okay, so my impression of what has led to this is that she blew up pretty recently, right? Like, she seems like a pop star who I would have guessed would have stayed as like a niche indie like cult classic figure, and recently she just blew like way the hell up. And I think that like growing pain can lead to really awkward, because this kind of behavior would be completely normal if it was coming from somebody who was doing like, I don't know, local shows and was mildly famous in one town. You know what I mean? Like, I think that in an environment like that, it wouldn't be as significant. So she's kind of been elevated to a position where most of her statements should really be run by a PR person. You know, like, you wouldn't expect Taylor Swift to wake up one morning and go, oh, and then, like, just bang out an uninformed, kind of angry response to haters. That could often lead out to a very poor, like, I'm not comparing her current level of fame to Taylor Swift, but I'm just saying, like, you know, she is big normal person who stumbled into stardom vibes. I'm just saying that I am trying to be like sympathetic, thank you, John, to what I perceive as like a person who has been thrust into a position that she's not used to. That's not an insult to her intelligence or anything. No one is born knowing how to handle like public relations work.
Failed people like me and you. And more so, Palestine.
9/11.
And more so, every marginalized community in the world. So no, I'm not gonna settle for what.
Nah, her, she's trying to pretend to BS both sides for clout. I disagree. I think that's really uncharitable. I don't think that anything she's doing here is for clout. I think that she's kind of doing a little bit of like, you gotta understand, man, most people who have opinions on politics would be lucky to express them as coherently as she is. Have you heard the average like actor in Hollywood talk politics, like being really drilled down and asked questions about their political beliefs? People who have been in the spotlight for decades frequently like shoot themselves in the foot instantly because they have no idea. What the impression that I get from her behavior is that she is young and fiery, and not just because of her hair or whatever. I mean, just, you know, like oh, I'm a queer artist. You know how it is. And she's got like lefty friends. She's a lefty herself, I assume, at least, you know, maybe not like coherently, but still generally left leaning. So you get exposed to a lot of very legitimate criticisms of Kamala Harris or not Donald Trump, Joe Biden, you know. And as a consequence of that, it's a false dichotomy where the position Chappell Roan feels she's in is endorse Trump or endorse Hillary. And she's taking the third way, which is I don't endorse either. When I think the smart third way is don't endorse Kamala Harris like holistically as a person or candidate. Sorry, did I say Hillary? Name a woman. Hillary Clinton. I'm sure she wouldn't like Hillary either. The third way. Hillary Clinton jump scare. She lives eternal. Right here. Right here. Do not endorse Hillary Clinton. That is not what your audience is calling upon you to do. Obama's wife. Yeah. I think that the best third way for her to take here, and I don't mean like, you know, national Bolshevism, would be for her to say pretty clearly, like, yes, obviously Kamala Harris is preferable. Donald Trump is much worse, but I still disagree with what much of Kamala Harris represents. And the weird thing to me is she has said that. She has said that. I've seen her say that. So it seems to me like this is a case of somebody who, if you sat her down and had a proper convo, it would all come out all right. And a lot of this is being inflamed by, respectfully, an inability on her part to do like basic PR work, which might not necessarily be her fault because she's been thrown into this position.
The options that are in front of me. And
why are we defending this brain dead behavior instead of critiquing it? Well, first of all, I am critiquing it. That's definitionally what I'm doing. And second of all, it seems to me like that message of yours is motivated by an underlying, how do I put this? Why are you mad? You have to be sympathetic to where people come from. This isn't like some Assadist on Twitter who you know refuses to bend the knee to Kamala Harris because she's actually more of a fascist than Donald Trump. We're not dealing with like the greater grift circuit or anything. We're just addressing you know, a little bit of a PR kerfuffle. This is fine. Not defending her, but she's really upset that people keep calling her a Republican and self-hating queer woman. Yeah, and a lot of liberals have been insane about this. Like, really insane. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter. I've seen some people on Twitter who have said reasonable things. Like, I think this both sides rhetoric is pretty irresponsible 5 weeks out from an insanely important election. And then there have been people who are saying like, oh, so she's like fake queer. She actually hates gay people. It's like, come on. Come on. Get real.
You're not going to make me feel bad for that. So, yeah, I'm voting for fucking Kamala. But I'm not...
It's Kamala. Kamala is what Republicans say. Doesn't she have a right-wing family? Maybe she hears Kamala from them. It's like in New Vegas. People say Caesar if they're anti-Caesar's Legion, but Kaiser if they're pro-Caesar's Legion, you know?
Settling for what has been offered, because... that's questionable.
Kamala Harris will cross the Rubicon.
Our actions of our government, the actions of the internet, the actions of you and me. If this is what you are not understanding, you know what? Endorsing someone, if someone is publicly endorsing a political figure,
Vernon.
That doesn't even mean that they're going to fucking vote for them. Because as I said in my other video, actions speak louder than words. And I'm not going to let this narrative of, like, me not playing both sides.
I feel like she's undercutting my point here by being increasingly incoherent. You really got to be careful with the angry, like, just woke up, saw the Twitter replies, got to make a video behavior. But, you know, it's growing pains, right? I mean, it's not like I didn't do this exact same thing, right? So, you know.
No, this is not me playing both sides. This is me questioning both sides because this is what we have in front of us.
Can I have another coffee? I love you. Sorry.
So if you look at my statement and you're still like, she's just playing both sides.
She just like me for real.
No, you're not getting it.
Thank you, Vermin.
I'm critiquing both sides because they're both so fucked up. up.
So this is still the both sides rhetoric. Obviously, she's literally like saying both sides. So it's not even, I don't even have to draw the comparison. Like she's just saying the thing. But it's not, it's just the product of political incoherence. It's not the product of some like disingenuous effort to play a holier than thou game. I mean, I see this for what it is. I'm not mad at her over it. I think it's unfortunate. I think that with a little bit of message discipline, she could be hitting these points a lot better. And this is the criticism that I would have for some other groups on the left. Like, I don't even know if he's done this. I'm just going to assume that he's done this. Hassan Piker. Her rhetoric is still incoherent. You can defend the sentiment of the rhetoric, but I still think you can go like, okay, but the point you're making is being undercut by the way you're delivering it, and I would like suggest improvements here. Or you still have to like work with it. You know what I mean? So as always, I'm the enlightened centrist, right? My position is that the truth lies somewhere in the middle, in between Chappell Roan is a secret Republican agent and Chappell Roan has never done anything wrong. You know, I think that's the right road to go down this way. Hassan is much more coherent. I don't think she actually believes the well-formed opinion on the issue that he has. Oh, no. I'm not saying his position is this incoherent. I'm saying that, judging from what I've seen the Hassan Twitter stands saying, the impression I get is that there's been an uncritical defense of her positions. But that could be just Hassan Twitter doing Hassan Twitter stuff and not so much Hassan himself. This line of conversation has bores me.
Voting is all we have right now in the system. And so I encourage it yet again, vote for who in your mind is the best option for what we have right now. Because it's all we can do.
So,
and I hope
the problem with this is that I really don't think so this is cowardly. If somebody was right in front of Chappell Roan and she said, vote who for you feel is the best option, and that person in front of her said, oh, I'll vote for Trump then, because I think he's going to make America great by like deporting 20 million smelly illegal people. I don't think Chappell Roan would go, okay, as long as you're standing by your conviction. I think Chappell Roan would say, wait, no, not like that. This is the reason why this rhetoric bothers me a little bit, because this insincere, I don't think deliberately insincere, but this, let's say, uncommitted gesturing at like, well, just make your choice, be informed in the issue, you know? I don't really think you have no investment in the outcome here. Maybe you would like be more partial to Jill Stein or something, I don't know, but you definitely wouldn't do that evenly. It's just, a lot of this just feels to me like and I've seen this so many times, the performative desire that a lot of lefties have to signal that they're not like liberals and they don't support the liberal establishment, even in situations where that acknowledgement doesn't make sense, isn't contextually relevant, or in some cases is outright harmful to a broader point. Like, the first directive of being a leftist online is to make sure nobody thinks you're a liberal. And that, I think, is the, you know, but I don't think she's doing it deliberately. I think, you know, she's young and she kind of got thrust into the spotlight. And it's not like I like the Dems or Kamala Harris. I'm not angry. Don't put in the newspaper that I was angry. I don't want to see it. Okay? That's fair, I think.
Hope this makes it clear that no, I'm not picking the sides of what we have right now. Yes, one's obviously better than the other.
See, like this is what I mean. Like, okay, that is picking a side, though. It's like, I'm not a liberal. Don't think that I'm fully endorsing Kamala Harris. But also, Kamala Harris is better than Trump. That's kind of what an endorsement is. You know, like, an endorsement doesn't mean you think they're perfect, right? That's not the definition of an endorsement. It just means you're saying you think they're better. You know.
But Jesus fucking Christ, I hope you don't settle for what we have and put your name behind someone that you don't fully trust.
Well, see, now, okay, so again, she already said that she's voting for Kamala Harris, but now she's saying that she hopes you don't put your vote behind someone you don't fully trust. Under what circumstances would you ever fully trust a politician at all, right? Like, I wouldn't even advocate for that in a socialist system. Like, you can do your goddamn anarcho-syndicalist, communist, you know, whatever the hell. I don't think anyone should fully trust a politician. Like, basically, you know, like, as a heuristic. It's classic centrist speech. Well, it's not centrist speech. It's being motivated by the left-leaning desire to distinguish yourself from liberals. I'm just saying that it's incoherent, which that's what I'm trying to criticize here.
Because of their blatant actions.
Oh,
I just woke up.
Attack the camera right there at the end. I feel like people are going to run away with this one. Does everyone understand what I'm talking about? I'm not attacking her. I'm not calling her dumb. She's not offering solutions. I don't expect her to offer solutions. She's making music. You know, it's a different. She is kind of dumb. Well, to the extent that like we're all kind of dumb. I mean, I'm kind of dumb. I would never run away from that. It's just a slightly unhinged video. I've been in the position before, so I'm not inclined to be super critical of it. I just want to make clear when I look at this, like what I am interpreting as, you know, incoherent and why. That's it. It's not, I'm not like, you know, I'm not trying to like, can I cover stuff like this without it being like basic drama mongering? You know, when did you may not like Biden or Kamala, but you need to vote for them morph into you may not like Biden or Kamala, but you need to endorse and campaign for them? Are you responding perhaps to another streamer that you're watching right now and you typed it in my chat accidentally and the other streamer said something that would have prompted that response, but you meant to put it in their chat? You should watch it before commentating on it. The video? I just watched the video. I do that sometimes. Yeah. Not pre-watching it. Thank you, Eric. Vosh will never know which chatter this. That's true. I'll never find out. You all are aware though of the like insistent recurring tendency for internet leftists to prioritize making sure everyone knows they're not liberals above basically everything else. Sometimes I feel like you get reminders of that in the most like insanely irrelevant contexts. You know what I mean? Sometimes even for the most basic stuff in the world. It's like a leftist online will acknowledge that Democrats want to defend Roe v. Wade, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, but, you know, they still didn't codify it into federal law, and that's true, but they still want to defend Roe v. Wade, right? Like, they're just bad. They're just Democrats. They, like, suck. But they still want that. Like, you can make the point, you know? Yeah, but I really don't like Kamala. I mean, I don't either, but, you know, I just think she's annoying, unlike all of you. I'm not a principled leftist. I just hate women. I mean, that is a principle, right? That is a principle. It's in your name, Basadas John. Anyway, the actual, like, consequential outcome of this is not in any way substantial, right? Like, if you are a fan of Chappell Roan, I really don't think that you were on the fence about, thank you for the $100 donation. I really do not think you were on the fence about donating to Donald Trump. And you were like, oh, Chappell Roan said that I should vote my conscience, and, you know, okay, then I'm going to go with it. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think that's happening, you know? I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal consequentially. I just love how she doesn't put up with stupid shit. I would recommend she put up with it a little bit more so that when she talks about it, it's not, I just woke up, let me bang this one out real quick, you know? That's it. Just a little bit. Everyone needs their media training eventually. It has to happen eventually, you know? Get some coffee first. Oh, speaking of vermin. It's charming, though, no? Well, okay, Lily Krem, I don't know or care about Chappell Roan, so maybe if you're already a fan of her, it lends a degree of, like, I don't know, disheveled authenticity that you find endearing. I don't blame you for that, you know? And she seems nice, right? I don't have anything against her. Disheveled Lamau, okay? Is that... Yeah? She just woke up. She, in the screen grab that we saw at the thumbnail of the video, she was literally like, ugh, like that. Like, that's like disheveled. Yeah. I'm not saying she looks bad. I'm sorry, do you need me to reaffirm you? Do I have to say she's pretty? Like, I need to reaffirm that? Like, the people in chat who are Chappell Roan fans are like, okay, hold on. I can only take Vosh's opinion on this seriously if he says she's pretty. She's pretty then. But now I'm committing the cardinal sin of making it about her looks. Now it's like, oh, well, the only reason that, you know, Vosh is saying that she isn't single-handedly collapsing the empire is because he thinks she's pretty. There's no way out. Wow, nice misogyny. It's over.